Hello, hello. How are my lovely peoples? Hey Jack, how are you doing? So I know I ended up streaming only. Yeah, I'm feeling that too, Jack. I'm pretty tired myself. Um, I ended up only streaming once last week, and I think that's gonna be the case this week, cause um, I've been kind of I guess busy trying to manage other things, and it's becoming a little bit stressful. But I'm gonna do what I can, just stream when I'm able to. But with that said, let's go ahead and start the stream. Let me queue up my phone so we have uh so I can have chat on standby. All right. Thank you. I hope you get better too. So, good thing about this Steam Summer Sale is I ended up buying the sequel to this game, DanganRonpa 2. So I'm probably gonna stream that after. Well, I don't know if it'll be immediately after DanganRonpa 1. Yeah, I ended up buying like $52 worth of games. Yeah, I ended up getting like DR2, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, see, what else did I get? Ah, thank you so much, Sarah. But yeah, I was saying, I got, DR2, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, well, oh yeah, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, and, so yeah, let me look through my Steam so I can actually remember. Oh yeah, and Sonic Adventure 2. Let's see, where is Sarah? Oh yeah, and thanks Sarah for donating money to me so I can buy these games in the first place, because Patreon is being a bit dumb right now, and it's like processing, like it's taking a while to process my pay, so it's like Yeah, I guess I should actually get started here. Sorry, I just got a little sidetracked. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can join here. Yeah, I can. So I'm gonna wait here for Sarah to show up. Can't think of the. I can't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself staying upright. I don't understand any of this. What's the spare entertainment and how is he still alive?
I'm sick of this.
I thought that finally we could get out of here. What did he say about class trial?
Stop talking.
Oh, are you on voice? I didn't see you. Hang on. Oh, there you are. Yeah, let me sing for you. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. Can you see the game? Hello?
Yes.
Alright, yeah, sorry.
Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is.
Figure out
Who killed Kyoko.
what?
What the heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Mikuro Kasaba was the one who died.
The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind, Mikuro Kasaba, isn't dead. So naturally, that body can't belong to her, so it must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility.
Body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No, it's not possible because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this? I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself.
Myself?
Anyway, we'd better begin.
But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means killer.
That's right.
Correct, it must be someone participating in our school life.
Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko?
Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no.
Huh?
But you just said...
Stop talking.
I don't have time to explain now. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. That is how this game works, after all.
Okay, what's up with the rocking soundtrack now? Alright, I dig this music. Well... Kyoko, no! I'm a bit suspicious, so... Well... Yeah. Like, I'm not fully sold on the fact that she's dead, because I feel like they would have put more emphasis on that. But that's probably just me. Oh, I'd better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice, I have to investigate. To uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. Just need to do what I always do. Alright, so let's look at the body first. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. That's better though. Hey, huh? Something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. Really long. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. There's also something on the back of her hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Tattoo on the right hand. White jacket. Victim was wearing got totally burnt up. Something, one little piece left. Is that it? Oh. Damn. Or half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's something strange about that, right? So let's... over here. Upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. It's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Right, the sprinklers. I should... This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So if the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinkler should have gotten it wet. which would mean the murder must have taken place. Alright, so let's see, what else could we look at before I talk to anyone? Four chickens? No longer. Oh god. What happened to the fifth one? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? Ah! That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are you gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Alright. Take a look at this knife. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? Must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. First, the explosion must have thrown it over here. My Kuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife. It looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it. It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. I remember the person in the mask that attacked me last night. They were holding that knife. Is it a bit weird that the it looks like the coat is on backwards? Like, am I the only one that's seeing that, or? That same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So, maybe this masked person got stabbed because... I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then I... This really is Kyoko. It would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. These looks like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like that before. But where? Wait, was it there? I have to double check that later. There? What is there? I'm trying to look at... I feel like I would have an easier time remembering if I played this last week, but now I'm not just like fully sure. Actually, is this for anything? Alright, yeah. Alright, let's start asking everyone. Listen, Makoto, you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right, he was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but blood on the body was still wet. Kua said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explain it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember a lot better too. So thank you too. But before the explosion. Sorry. I hate when you feel like you have to sneeze, but you end up not sneezing. Let me get some water real quick. Yeah, it's not fun. Alright, let's ask Toko.
So, who does the body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to vent anymore. With the timing, Makoto, I want to talk to you.
What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words,
I'd like to hear your alibi.
Alibi?
in other words,
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night.
Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now? What's nighttime got to do with it?
naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime.
How can you know that for sure?
Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was nobody here.
In other words,
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night.
What?
Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis
Or me and Kyoko.
that's That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko,
Then I'm the only one without an alibi.
also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door, so where precisely were you?
I'm telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was still asleep. I had a fever, so...
That's hardly an alibi.
I know.
So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here.
I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Ooh. I'm getting Trial 1 flashbacks. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, Yan.
Serious?
Oh well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? Should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember what that was. When Kuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I head for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. I didn't do anything, Sarah. And then I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? This is a flashback, so I'm just gonna skip through it. That's right, it had to have been right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 AM. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. I wonder, can I ask you again? Okay, no. Let's go in the shed. Just to be sure, I have to take a look at the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Top is wet and covered with mud and grime. Underside. It's totally clean and completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. So a lawnmower here. I don't think it has anything to do with the mystery corpse. Let's see, over here? They have nothing to do with it. Maybe these hose? Maybe this? I really hope there aren't any clues in the fertilizer. Something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Lazy diamond. It's the same thing that was written on the back of Mondo's coat. This pickaxe is connected to Mondo somehow. It's definitely intriguing, but now's not the time to worry about it. Alright, I can look up here. Is there not anything else in here? I guess so. think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. Somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko, if that's true? Is that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko is never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all
Ooh.
clear.
What?
Just give up.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to choose. I'll have to see if it'll let me borrow her room key. Alright. Hey, Byakuya?
If you do come up with an alibi, I'll be happy to hear it. Later, at the class trial.
Oh no, it's not about that. You got the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it.
I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story.
Then, will you go with me?
Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not.
Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime I should look somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. What area? What area are you talking about? Ugh. Hang on, let me... Something that was seen earlier. Maybe it's in here? Hey, Neryl. Oh, it can't be in there. God, I need to really think about that. 'Cause what area could possibly be in? Oh. I guess it's in the gym. Or at least I should look in the gym. I wonder if I should even be using these because it feels like it's giving away too much. But then again, I also don't want to go... I don't want to be lost for a while, so... Monokuma is laying dismantled on the floor, but... I figure it wouldn't be here.
You know?
Oh, it is part of the bomb!
Huh? What?
And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Byakuya. Alright, will you let me into her room now, Byakuya? You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well. Let's go.
Wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms.
Well then, here we go.
Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, then...
And it's open.
Looks like it, thanks. So, this is Kyoko's room. There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve?
I think it's probably a key. Blockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for blockers.
I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse.
That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks.
Really? What?
Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to.
Dojo? Alright. Those are bad. I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. There's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I better not look. Oh my. Alright.
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for?
Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. Clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here?
Sorry.
Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here.
More concrete. Oh, I know! Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh?
It's true.
Sure, I have it somewhere. Found it.
What's in the envelope?
Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it.
Interesting.
Well, something has certainly happened, so open it.
Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there?
Yeah, it looks like it. Under sheets. What could it be? These sheets? But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything bad, so I lifted up the sheets. What's this? I found a crumbled up piece of paper. Oh. 78 student registry. Crew Ikasaba.
I see.
It appears to be Makuro Ikasaba's profile.
Yeah, looks like it. It's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key. This must be blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind.
I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search.
Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name, sex female, the ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. And an intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted she had been kidnapped, that she received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's not non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then...
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this.
Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering.
This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in.
I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard say that Fenrir has already...
Found it.
Whoa, I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero!
It's you!
What have you got your pretty little hand in there? Uh-oh, you found her profile?
So what if we did?
Hey, come on.
Don't freak out on me, I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. In case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Misogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about these regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can't I?
Hmm.
In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting?
Interesting.
It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I?
Hmm.
I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hallway back there, way back when? There were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led a little misunderstanding among you all.
Misunderstanding, are you saying?
in other words,
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game is actually 16.
Yeah, we had the we kind of figured that. Then
Nukuro Ikusaba. The 16th,
Yep.
the one they call Watch Out.
Wait, she's called the Ultimate Despair. Yet she's known as the. Okay. Part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is.
Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this?
Hmm.
Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Make sense?
Well, now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge?
I went to get back at that sneaky Miss Curie, so I'm going to share a little secret with you.
Seriously?
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
What?
Now, okay, now that's all you get.
Okay then. Yoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand... I'm not sure if I would really buy that. Wait, but no. Akuma specifically said they were scars, or yeah. That's why Kyoko wears those gloves to hide the scars, which means... those fake nails on the corpse.
Are you thinking about Kyoko again?
Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap.
His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us?
He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mikura was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mikuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that, and why now?
He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later.
But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mikuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair.
Kuro's related to the
It's
case.
certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko.
What?
That would explain why we have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing me.
Kuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko.
Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mikuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit.
Huh? What makes you say that?
We thought Mikuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us?
That's a good
So,
point.
in other words,
Mikuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mikuro isn't the culprit.
So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Kuro and come to the wrong conclusion.
That's what makes sense to me.
The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible, but if that's really true, if Kuro isn't the killer, then who is?
Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation.
I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming?
Yay, we're in the dojo. Alright, I'll talk to you first.
Hurry up and check the locker. That's what we're here for, after all.
Alright, so I believe it was locker 6. There are wind lockers here. Use woodblock keys, just like at the super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoto's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right?
I should probably use the key we found on that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it.
Okay. Took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's no lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. Arrows in here. Looks like 10 arrows in total.
They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong wooden sticks.
Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that? Oh.
I see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case.
This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clear.
Sarah?
But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps...
The Akua?
Forget it. Come on, we need to continue to the next location.
What next location?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir.
Here. You mean the mercenary group that Makuro was part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that?
Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something?
Research. Talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here.
Yukio seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back.
Here we go.
Quickly returned with the file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this.
I have no idea what it says. What language is this?
How did you make it all the way through to high school without learning a single word of French?
I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French.
Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over.
100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme?
Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They've been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they've acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it?
This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality.
Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are a part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting.
Exciting definitely isn't a word I would use.
So did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir.
Now that you mention it. The report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right?
That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joined the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Oh. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir. Could that mean... Yeah.
time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Sarah? Okay, I can handle the rest, Sarah. Don't worry. Sorry. You're also here. Alright, I'll think about that later. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. Alright, let's go! Whoa, Biku and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without word. You're investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go out together? Just the two of you? What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself, but... He stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... Or what? Jesus. Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? I made you wait? You got backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you all talking? Everyone is here. We've been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? We all agree it's a violation. Now arrange a punishment right now. It's me you're waiting for. I'm here. You heard that voice. We all spun around to look.
Hey.
I'm here and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? That's a ghost! Stop talking. You want a fine do at the class trial? You need to save some fun for later, right?
What?
Is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Alright, hustle your butts into the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die.
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? That's right, now we gotta deal with a ghost. Don't stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko. Kyoko's be accused stepped in the elevator. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the call since I think I should be good for the rest of the trial. So, hang on. Master, wait for me! Oh, who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But
Be happy when this trial's all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You said a key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. Second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down, so just in time to hear the class trial announcement. Took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However...
Sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, and what's the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Ooh.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
You can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. Or her? That's a strange way to put it. That trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped in the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. That dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It's the blinding light of despair. Ooh, everything's pink!
Wait, I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. It feels like it's been forever since we got together like this. Time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Let's get on with the show. Yep. So I don't think I got any new skills while interacting with Toko, unfortunately. Yeah, nothing new. Alright, so let's get started then. Let me eat some of my soup. Even though it's pretty cold by this point.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Oh my god, Hero.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
I got it!
Alright.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... This is so stupid. Oh god.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Alright,
Kyoko there
so...
is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it.
Would it be the
Prove
fake
she's not a
nails?
ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Shut up, Hero.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
That's right, Hina.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
For anything, we have to identify the victim. Thing starts from there. Damn, just a lot of identify the victim, so I imagine...
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Alright, then it's the tattoos.
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way. I don't think so.
The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Oh shit.
Shoot!
Oh.
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way. I don't think so. The face, and there wasn't any well, if we can't identify the body.
Then there's nothing else we can do, right? If Kyoko really is, then who died?
There's gotta be some. I don't think so. And there wasn't any well, if we can't identify the body.
There we go. It was that one.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
Mm-hmm.
You're lying. You'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Oh my god, Toko.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Oh my god.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
Thank you,
The key
Hina.
to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Oh my god, Toko.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Alright. Do. It should be this one then, right?
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Is... Oh, damn it. Oh. Gotta wait for that F. There we go.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Why, yes.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
A woo, female giant. What's this?
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir.
Mm-hmm.
So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko, that's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now,
What?
just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Makoto and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to declare my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Yes.
I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
At 9 o'clock, right?
I got it!
Yep, at 9
The
o'clock.
body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Mm-hmm.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Then I just had to... Oh dear.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time. We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Ah, damn it.
Shoot! We've established a time. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
There we go.
that's more than enough.
enough time to commit. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Hey.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would...
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Damn it.
Shoot!
We've established a time
So
frame
what-
for the murder.
Oh, the
Place
sprink.
somewhere
Okay, I'm
between 10
dumb.
o'clock at night
I am dumb.
And 9 o'clock in the... Yep. And Makoto...
Yeah, from to 7:30.
What the fuck?
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Okay, I think I get it.
From to 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would...
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
That was just me being dumb.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Hmm?
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny
Oh my
entire-
god.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If You really think it wasn't the sprinkler? You'd better tell us why!
Is this the rhythm game? It is the rhythm game, yay.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. How can you say it wasn't the spring?
This should prove it.
There we go.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
Mm-hmm.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Uh-huh.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Me and Kuro's killer is. No, I refuse to believe it.
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
Oh hey, a trap. Oh hey, welcome back, Sarah. We're now doing the class trial.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me?
Mm-hmm.
Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Wow, Kyoko, you're really gonna throw me under the bus like that?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting
Oh,
wet.
it was a tarp. This?
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
Sarah, please don't say that.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water.
Okay, how do you know this, though, Kyoko? That's actually kind of concerning.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
She showed up, like, about a minute before the trial officially began. Like, she, like, just right before they were about to enter the elevator. So yeah, everyone's very suspicious about her.
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? Body?
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Oh boy. Body before the explosion. Alright, that one. Okay.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Oh, shit.
Shoot!
Ah!
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Oh wait, no, I didn't want to do that.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one is because the spring,
But the underside, it was totally...
it's because that side, since it was facing, of course it didn't get dirty.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, What if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
What was
What
camouflage?
if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Want the missing chickens. That's gotta be it, right?
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so.
Actually,
Wait, no.
yeah.
The head was through the neck hole.
I knew this
The
was gonna
arms
come
were
up.
in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then you
Oof.
had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Yikes.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
She did go to the garden alone. That is true. So it's possible Toko could have done it. Ugh.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super
I was
serious.
really concerned. Wait, was Toko eager? I don't remember that.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Oh dear.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You
Uh-oh.
don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Everything till now. Oh dear.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
Uh-huh.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't
Oh
it?
dear.
I was afraid of that.
I have no idea.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
God. Yeah, this is... If the knife was...
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that sealed.
Let me take a look at the truth bullets. Okay, that's not it. I don't think that's it. It might be the disguised dead body.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I got it.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Let's see, which one was it? We're proving this proved she was stabbed a single time, right?
I got it!
Okay.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Well,
if you
luckily.
bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway.
Hey, Steel. I think that's Steel. These are it, right?
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
It's a bit confusing, Sarah. I'll say that much. Like, what's going on right now is we're trying to find out, like, why the body exploded.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoto.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Need to concentrate. This might be a flashback one.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Oh,
The
shit.
explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Yeah, I need to check the file again. At least several days only. Okay.
The victim's fatal.
The explosion didn't kill her for...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then there's only one other...
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was...
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Shit. I thought that would have been it.
Shoot!
Alright.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally...
And it wasn't then...
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
No,
correct?
shit.
Shoot!
Oh, damn it.
Is this...
Yes, I want to give it a shot.
I refuse to give up yet.
Okay, good. Alright.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The
Shit.
explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Damn it!
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it.
What's your idea, Sarah?
Hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Alright, give me a second.
Then shall we continue the debate?
The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's
Fatal injury has yet to be determined.
What the hell? Why did that miss?
Explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't.
Is it because of the
There's only.
Oh yeah,
purple letters?
that's gotta be it.
That's
There was
mean.
evidence that showed she was hit
Hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire. Then, shall we continue the debate? The
Yeah,
victim's
that might have been
fatal
it.
Injury has yet to be determined.
correct.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
What? It could have been the
The
pickaxe?
Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
Okay, it's not the pickaxe.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Yeah, Hero, what she said. I would have suggested something like that either. It's like, I'm totally smart.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the
I'm
metal
smart,
weapon.
I swear. I just do dumb
I'd
things.
love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Okay, Toko, no need to be kinky.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
Yulu, what's this? Oh. Okay, that was weird.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
The real murder weapon was... Oh! Was it this?
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
One more secret. It probably is referring to duct tape.
Titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
It was probably duct tape.
Arrow.
It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound...
Well, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
Mm-hmm.
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter?
Yeah, it doesn't
Surely
seem
you
like
don't
it would
intend
be
to protect a
Kyoko.
murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
She did have her key. Yeah. Oh, that...
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime.
Mm-hmm.
This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
Then does that mean she...
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
I know what it means. Thanks to Sarah.
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
Mm-hmm.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But could I really have done that?
Yep.
Those words you just spoke.
But what do I
What do you
flashback?
mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated you said I hid the evidence and then left the locker key in my own room, but could I really have done that?
What could it be?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Alright, Sarah, was it? Dooney is dumb and she doesn't understand.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory
I
earlier.
think...
You said I hid the evidence
Alright.
of my crime in the dojo locker.
Yeah, alright,
and
that
then
that
left
does...
the locker key in my
No!
own room,
Oh wait,
correct?
okay, good, I got it.
But could I really have done that?
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya!
Master would never.
There's proof
that you aren't the culprit.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Thank you, Sarah.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually... Is it just like... Is it because she was in my room? Oh God. Oh God, is it giving me a choice? It's not giving me a time limit either. Oh God. See, I'm worried what's gonna happen if I choose one and it ends up screwing me over. Or is this gonna be another fake decision? God, what do I do? I don't think it's the third one. If this is actually gonna... I'm thinking on the second one, because if she knows something... I'm gonna go with the third one and hope that it's... the actual... If it's giving me an actual choice, because if this turns out to be a fake choice, I'm gonna be upset. But also kind of relieved. Okay, let's just go with let go.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
Oof.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Oh dear. Well, I completed the trial. Oh dear. Oh god.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be Makoto, isn't it? Yep. Yay, I get to... Makoto gets... Oh god. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Sorry. It's all your fault. You're wrong. You got all wrong. I didn't do it.
Indeed.
Good job.
Yep.
I know that. What the hell?
Hey.
Makes perfect sense.
Shing.
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Chills, chills, kills.
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Ooh. Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me.
I know this is
I
all
know
my
this
fault.
is all my fault.
Oh, you're talking. Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Yay! Oof. Now I'm scared. Well, let's let this play out first. Oh god. Mako about to become the squished. Oh. What? Chihiro? Or alter ego? Ooh. Whee! Huh? Alright, yeah, I would like to get on voice. I think I'm gonna stream a little longer than the chapter, possibly. Because I at least wanted to see how this all unfolds. Let me just go to the... Hey!
Hello.
There we go. Now we're back. Hey, what's that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? Who must have planted it when he invaded my network? Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this!
It would seem...
Seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you should have underestimated us.
Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. Stupid virus is gone now, isn't it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. The way's the way of the garbage strewn pit, in a way that's even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world.
Is he gone?
Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? So what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Nice reassuring music. Massive high school towers all over all the other buildings in this bustling area. Like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Oops, Peak Academy. Wait, are we at the beginning of the game again? Brings in top students from every field imaginable, government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are 2 things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. New Game Plus? If that ends up, I swear, that's what ends up happening. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. Hmm? What? Where am I? What good was my head resting on top of what heart my body felt? This is all just like, what is going on? Oh, there we go. Finally, I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an off freeze. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. Heck of a situation to find myself in. That was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. The ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend, and with that, my pursuit of survival began. Myself was to start looking for a way out of there. Alright, so let's see. Oh, damn. Is that an airplane? How did something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Yeah, I got connected to the net. That's why this happened. Yeah. Is this a desk? Hang on. Probably the one that fell down here with me. Maybe. We'll have to see. That's a rocket and a tank. Better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Wait, was this the place in the... Was this that one cutscene in the intro? Or am I... It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink? Which ones are an all-around bad idea? And pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides, but that's still not a reason to give up, because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. Sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after being able to eat or drink. But I think at least a full day had to have passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? Strange sound pierced my silent insulation, driving me awake. As I pile of garbage also formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over here? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Oh. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? Stretched my hand out, whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Oh my god. A giant piece of trash? Rude.
It smells...
Oh, that's adorable. I don't know why. Kyoko, you look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. Oh my god, Sarah. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. Gave her head a quick sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! Snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Ooh, that really hit the spot. Sorry, having more of my soup, and by that I mean looking at it. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Kyoko, why do you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay it, or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I...
Abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive,
in other words,
is so I can do what I came to school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. Hey. Alright. It's okay.
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. But that... Oh yeah. She got amnesia. And is it... You lost your memory? Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? First thing. You're talking about when we faded, right? We faded when I woke up. I was trapped here.
That's right.
I faded too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. That time I'd forgotten. Couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. You're saying you think you lost your memory because... I'm positive it was the work of the master. They stole my memory. Why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I came up with. Because of my purposes and my abilities. Somehow they would interfere with the Mastermind's plans. So the Mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
It could also mean... Somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the Mastermind. which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance of mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal with it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, you can't ignore it, right? The mastermind. One of us. She believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around here. In which case, it only makes sense she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But... why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Now, I still trust you, you know? It's just... I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Mention your ability. My ability? What everyone should have known me for? I knew it. I knew she would be the ultimate detective. Ultimate detective?
Correct.
The reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy? There was someone I had to find here in school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well... It was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. Headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Hope's Peak's headmaster? And that explains... when Ultra Yo told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
No matter what?
So,
My memory had come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear. There's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there? The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess and desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's the layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mikuru's profile. And that key. A map that showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Alright, sorry, I was looking at something. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have had some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely had more rooms, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
Once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is... The moment I realized... Whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous.
However...
Horror. Oh. Has to do with Mikura Ikasaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. I know it wasn't you either. No, you're right, but that just means... Everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
Anyway...
I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuro Ikasaba was to get me killed.
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. I mean, because of the school regulations.
That's right.
Exactly. Right.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? Makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mikura Ikasaba. It's that... Damn, this is stuttering a lot. There was a point where Mikuro may not have come... Hang on. I kinda want to save just in case this ends up crashing. Okay, yeah. There was a point where Mikura may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Mikura. I could have been the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... During the night... I can hear them, you know. Footsteps of the God of Death? What? I can hear the God of Death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, but I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell. I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
Ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, though, of course. Stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mikuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if it's true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? Mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mikuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything It's a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. Identity of the other ultimate despair. Other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Makura was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest Yep, that tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair? The despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're, make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. There we go. I'm still around. Oh, hey. I'm probably gonna go for a little longer. Maybe like 30 more minutes. Ultimate despair. A group of people caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Alright. That's fine. I'm gonna get myself a drink of water. Our enemy had finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figure out the rest of the story. Figure out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room.
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, can we use that key of yours to open this door?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... yes, it opened.
Indeed.
Now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. He opened the door and made her escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free, but then there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Damn, that's a lot of ultimates. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder until reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea. Oh, we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I want to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Like the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. This is just how we uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our sense of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. She hurt herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family. Alright, later, Sarah.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. The reason you gave up that pride, the reason you were good so far to enter Hope's Peak Academy, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reunite after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's something I want to talk to my father about. There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future, but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. So if I'd gone with him, I would never have the chance to become a detective. It's about Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
There's one thing I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing, but when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me in my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to sell the past. in order to remove him from my life forever. No doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just come out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No. Is blood really not to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. It's like, this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? Very certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should be open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. Reach my hand up and pushed against the hatch. Hatch opened with ease, and so... Yay, we're back! It's like but I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out here. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyo, thank you. I would have never gone out there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? Glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
They're worried? Yeah, of course. So let's just get a concrete answer, huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping.
However...
We try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we find out. And it's not like we can run away. She said that. She pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's sincere. Mastermind is sincere. You said something like that before. What does it mean? Mastermind's still exposed during the investigation into Mikura's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was? Right. We can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it, and it'll be better for us if we can go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. So little, not super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Alright. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to the gym. Woo!
Well now.
Actually, I just realized something. Might have to... Yeah, I'm alone here. Okay, let me just... Alright, I'm gonna disconnect for now. Okay, there we go. Hugo, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are you really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed to If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again! And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, wherever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, just let me say one thing.
Now,
if you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey!
So what do you mean by that?
Because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as Blackened and then executed, right? What are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect an Earth like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. Entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. Never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even though you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be an violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game, you're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is it, a comedy routine to make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you left so much to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you had killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. You want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
and I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Makuro's trial all over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? Fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our last chance to expose the true identity of Makuro's killer, of the masterminds themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? Probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? It will cause you unbearable despair, right? And I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. You agreed. We still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long way to climax, right? Just guessing killer's barely fitting in.
Guys!
So for this final face-off, we'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
Barely contain myself!
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mikura's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
And when we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? Honestly, I can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey.
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. What's what?
Hey.
So what? I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mikura is no exception to that. Huh? I'm sure I told you this already, but... What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why do you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why are you so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm just going. You really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. You start getting ready. Super duper extra special punishment. Overflowing with despair.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Monkuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. Still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than I expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from Final Showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down the guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked airways to broadcast their school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
I don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet, somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
Think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost of us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
it would seem
the mastermind have been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other. Show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students. Has a name for the students of Host Peak. For the students of Host Peak, right? A certain concept. We're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair. Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? You want to prove that despair is better than hope? But then, that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Is that really the only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored those rules, this would have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That's precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, though. She was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. But when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm taking another drink. I might just end it here in a bit since my voice is getting rather tired. And to prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violate their own regulations. All that was a hunch, right? And you're still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, and their paths opened up. Still, I can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of that. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. It looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment when you decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have been just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will happen for nothing. You're right. Can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
Before we begin the battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. What we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However...
Is that really possible? Huh?
Anyway,
right now we have to go
shall
find
we
the
go?
others. Probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Alright. Yeah, she's best girl. Or, well, actually, I think I enjoy Hina, but Kyoko's really good too. To the dorms. Let's see. I want to get Hina first. Is she inside?
Hey.
I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep the Aquila.
Hey.
Okay, Toko.
Hey.
Hero.
Hey.
Makoto. Kyoko.
Just a second.
Are they in the... Oh, are you hanging out?
Yeah, I have to go.
Alright, stay safe. What is that? Alright, that's fine. You again. Is he broken? See ya. That was my lovely girlfriend. Sorry, I was checking something. I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However...
I don't know what that was about. I can't help but let out a sigh of relief.
Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto!
Huh? You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone's there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Aww.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
You need to explain to everyone what had happened with... You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. Because at this point, I'm just struggling to, like, speak with everyone. You forgot something? Alright, see ya. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Next time we're gonna go find. We're gonna. I'm gonna say we're probably gonna clear chapter 6, and maybe that'll be endgame. We'll have to see. But with that said, this has I've been Dooney. Signing off.